Ares is the Greek god that everyone feared, but almost no one respected. Welcome back to Mythology Monday. We are moving right along in this series, and the war is over. Literally, Ares has finally won the votes. Ares is one of the 12 Olympians, and he is the god of war and violence, courage, and battle. And I think Ares is really interesting because he's not the only god that's connected to war. Athena is also the war goddess, but she is more about strategy and knowing when to fight. Ares is different. Ares is the noise of battle. He is the bloodlust. He is the son of Zeus and Hera, which should make him one of the most important Olympians. But in a lot of myths, Ares is not exactly loved by all the other gods. In the Iliad, Ares is actually on the side of the Trojans, and he is wounded by one of the Greek heroes who's assisted by Athena. When he runs back to Zeus to complain, Zeus actually tells him he's one of the most hateful gods because all he loves is war and violence. This also shows how the Greeks viewed Ares. He's very powerful, but he is not admired. But it's not necessarily true that all Ares loves is war. He does love other things. His most famous myths actually surround his affair with Aphrodite. Aphrodite is married to Hephaestus, but she has a relationship with Ares that's often treated as more than just a random affair. When Hephaestus finds out about the affair between Aphrodite and Ares, he actually crafts an invisible net to trap them. He brings all the other Greek gods and goddesses to view them and kind of give them a hard time, but it actually does not go in his favor. When the other gods come, they just laugh at Hephaestus, which is really unfortunate for him. It didn't go the way he thought. And then Ares and Aphrodite remain one of the most famous pairings in all of Greek mythology. Ares and Aphrodite together are deeply symbolic. It's love and war, desire and violence, and beauty and bloodshed. Their children include Phobos and Deimos, who represent fear and terror, and then Harmonia, whose name means harmony, which is really fascinating because from love and war, you get fear, terror, and then harmony. Ares also has a myth where he was trapped by two giants, Phaeacides and Otis. Ares is stuck in a bronze jar for over a year until Hermes actually comes and rescues him. So Ares is strong, but not always unbeatable. But there is another side to Ares that I think is really important. In one myth, Ares kills the son of Poseidon, who attacks his daughter. Ares is put on trial in front of the other gods, and they actually find in favor of Ares. This is actually connected to Areopagus, which is the hills of Ares in Athens. And that myth gives Ares a more complicated layer because it's not violence for the sake of violence. He's being protective. And he's known for being extremely protective of his children. That is what makes Ares so much more interesting than just calling him the angry war god. He's just the god who reminds us that war is not all about glory. It can really be a chaotic and destructive thing. Would love to know your thoughts on Ares. Make sure to drop a comment below. And we are down to our final 3 Olympians before we move on in this series. So we've got Zeus, Hephaestus, and Poseidon. So make sure to drop a comment below. Vote for who you want to see next. After we finish through the last few Olympians, we'll decide whether we're going to move into the Titans or some of the lesser known gods. If you have some ideas, make sure to drop those below as well. And I will see you back for the next one.